Started. Today, I'd like to welcome my guest, Sarah Ziesler. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Beth. Thank you so much for having me.
That's good. That's no problem at all. It's my pleasure. So Sarah is the owner of Shine ShEO, empowering women entrepreneurs to shine bright. So as a business strategist working with women entrepreneurs who run service-based businesses, she specialises in increasing your productivity and revenue by implementing strategies and systems that align with you and your business. Together with her team of expert coaches in marketing, sales, and business energetics, she helps you implement the necessary strategies to elevate your business and reach your goals. Fantastic. So, how are you, Sarah? We've both had interesting starts to 2024, haven't we?
We have, yes. I'm doing
Yeah.
good. How about you?
Very good, very good now. Yes, we both had as we talked about, our new year started later than everybody else's. Everybody started in January. I started a little bit later because we had you changed some things in your business, and as did I, but in very different ways. You made the choice and the universe made the choice for me with breaking my wrist, right? So
Pretty much.
how's it been? How's 2024 going for you now?
2024 is going really well for me now. I feel like I'm more aligned with, the mission I'm on and what I want to do. I'm feeling really good now. I'm feeling really good. I needed that reset and kind of just throw into the plan and going a different lane. So that's business ownership for you though, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You've got to be able to be adaptable and flexible, right? So let me ask you a question. So when you started on this journey, what initially sparked your passion? Did you always know this is what you wanted to do and pursue this dream, or was it a journey of discovery?
No, so I'm originally from corporate and specifically a male-dominated industry. I never thought I was going to work with women only. Like that was definitely not the plan, which I'm very glad that I am where I am now. But when I started out business just through my corporate career, because I was allowed to do so many different things within the company I was working for. And it was kind of like, hey, do you want to take this on? And I just kept saying yes, yes, yes. And all of a sudden I was, responsible for so many different things that I always loved the fast pace. I always loved being able to have my hands in different things instead of doing the same thing every single day. And I really love how business operates in all of its different facets, departments, etc. And so when I left corporate, my boyfriend had started his business. And so I just got super excited. I'm like, oh, we got a business. I can help. Let's do this. And I just started helping him because obviously I wanted him to be successful. And so on the business side, there were certain things that, I helped him with. And he was actually the one that said, hey, there are a lot of people out there that start a business because they have an incredible skill set, but they don't know how to run a business properly. You do. You have that already through, experience, your savviness with different things. And I was like, interesting. You should really do this. And I'm like, well, what would that even be? Because I didn't know business coaching. And he's like, look it up, go see if you like business coaching, just do it. And so I had taken a consulting job with a company. It was probably not the best experience of my life as far as the company goes, but it was a good learning experience of what I did not want within leadership of a company and their employees. And so after I left that, he said, you don't have an excuse anymore, just go do it. And I started out as a business coach and started my journey and just jumped full blown in, which I seem to be doing that in life. And it was an absolute roller coaster ride. And yeah, 3-4 years later, now I'm here and it's been great. But at the beginning, it was definitely very difficult to start out and figure all those things out.
Yeah, I hear that. That's an interesting start journey, isn't it? Your boyfriend was had his business and you wanted to support him, and so you started on it, but you just jumped in. You weren't, well, he said just do it. Lots of people don't know how to run a business. Oh, I'll just go and do that, I'll go and do that, but then you've got no idea. So you thought, well, I could probably train them. If I've got that skill set, I can help them on that journey. And you just jumped in, and I like that, because there's that age-old saying, which is start before you're ready. And I think that
And
came originally from Mel Robbins. I think it was always start before you're ready, right? No one's coming to save you, right? Start before you're ready. And yeah, just amazing that that's what lots of women do. Lots of women and men in business, they start before they're ready. You just have to jump in, and you have to go on that journey of discovery, don't you?
exactly, because I don't believe that you'll ever feel ready. I mean, you're never ready. And so yeah, I just jumped in, I would say quite unknowingly of what I was going to do. I still to this day I remember calling my mom and being like, I'm going into business for myself. And she's like, okay, I'll support you. I think that's a great idea. And you're going to need 12 months to figure out what exactly you're doing. And I'm like, I got this in 3 months. And she's like, okay, all right, sounds good. And, now I know that we were talking a couple months ago, and I was like, well, at least, I'm not the child that ever made you, worry or give you a panic attack. And she's like, no, remember that call when you told me you were going into business ownership? And I had no idea, because she was so supportive that I never even, realized that she was like, oh my gosh, what is she doing?
Very calm on the surface, and
I
like this underneath, right?
was like, pretty cool. You go, mom. I love that.
Nice. So that's good that you had your mom's support.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's really important, and you also had, your partner at the time, or your partner now, that was, back then, that was starting a business. And so I suppose, was he already, how long was he in his business when you started yours?
He was still in his first year when I started. So we're
Right.
both entrepreneurs. He's got a couple months on me for sure, but he runs a successful business now, which is it's awesome to also see the business. I really like seeing the business journey, whether that's with his business or my clients. And it's really awesome to see, the beginning versus, where they're now. And
Yeah,
so
because like, your mum said, you said, I'll need 3 months, and your mum said, maybe 12 months, right? Because it is, you do sort of go on that journey, don't you, when you first start, and it does take you at least 12 months to find your feet, and get find your network of support, find out, more about what you want to do, niche into your audience, and find out who you want to support as well, because the client journey and who you support is as important as your journey, as you were saying. When you support them in business, you're on a journey, they're on a journey. It's in business, right? So as your
exactly.
business grows, their business grows, and so it continues, right?
I agree, yes. And though I was very savvy when it came to like the operation and the strategy side, which is what, the main thing is that I teach now and, help my clients with marketing, believing in yourself, mindset. I mean, those are big, big things that took time to overcome and to work through.
Oh yeah.
So it does
And
take.
the energetics that you talk about, right? The mindset. It's something we don't even think about. We just think, oh, yeah, business, we could do that, But when you step into business for yourself, you've got to have that self-motivation. There's nobody there, saying you've got to get this done. There's no deadlines, it's all on you. There's no other departments where you just call the tech support, right?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah.
There's none of that, right? You've got to, it's all you. It's hold on a minute. What hat am I wearing now? Oh, I've got to. I'm the marketer. Okay, now I'm the tech support. Now I'm the coach. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
So it really is, you know, you do have to work on the energetics. And that for me, that was my journey of discovery. A lot of it was the working on the mindset. So you have a team that help you, right, Sarah? That help
Yes,
you
I
with.
have a team of expert coaches that bring different areas in business and bring their expertise. Because I truly believe, my expertise is operation, strategy, mindset, because I've done the work and I've experienced it, but I would never position myself as a marketer because marketing was the one thing I struggled the most with when I started out. I've learned a lot since then, as you do throughout the journey, but we have an incredible marketing expert within ShEO. We have an incredible salesperson within ShEO that teaches those sales techniques. And then we have someone who's an intuitive coach, and she works with business energetics and alignment, because I do want this to be a female approach, which is what we're really doing within ShEO, is approaching it with full alignment energetically, but also strategically in business, because you need both. You need the balance.
Yeah, absolutely you do. Yeah. And that's what I said is, when we start on this journey of especially being an entrepreneur, you don't necessarily realize that you need everything. You need that self-care, you need the mindset, you need the energetic side of it, as well as the strategic, the masculine and the feminine energies, we sometimes call it, right? The hard skills and the soft skills, right? The hard skills and the soft skills, if you want to put it like that. So apart from your mom, who was obviously a big supporter of you, what other role models or support network did you have when you first started out, and how important were they for you?
Well, I think my partner was obviously a big support since he was in business for himself. And once you go from that paycheck for us, it was every month, which is, very secure. And then all of a sudden you're the one bringing in the money. Mindset wise, things change a lot. And so he was a big, big support. And then I have since then met incredible people here locally. We started a networking group, and we just have so many incredible entrepreneurs that support each other. So I've made some great friends throughout this journey.
Mm.
On a coaching level, though, I've invested so much into different coachings, from programs to courses to memberships, to trying to figure out where's the magic formula that is finally going to get me to where I wanted to go back then.
Right.
And I think mindset wise, and he's still a big mentor to me, is Tony Robbins for sure. Like I just went to a UPW event, and he's just incredible, and I've learned a lot from him, and that has kind of sparked my journey into finding the right coach. And then I do work with 2 coaches myself on a one-on-one basis, so they're incredible. They pull me back when I need it, and they push me when I need it. And so I have a very good support system, from friends who are entrepreneurs to, high level coaches, Tony, and my own coaches that I can talk to.
Yeah, Tony Robbins, amazing, right?
Yes, Mel Robbins. I love Mel Robbins too, and I know they're not related at all, but like
I know, right? But it is
yeah,
one
I
of the
remember
two Robbins, right?
yes, reading all of Mel Robbins's books, and just generally, reading books. We're reading How to Be a Badass right now by Jen Sincero. There's so many great books out there that help you through it too, but I'd say Tony's probably one of the biggest ones, and then my coaches and other entrepreneurs with me here locally that I connect with.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's again, you don't realize, but it's so important when you start out as an entrepreneur that you know, if to the audience, anybody listening, if as coaches, we have coaches, right? We coach and we have coaches. We also need somebody to take us into the next level of our life, into the next level of our journey. It's we're ever evolving, right? It never stops. We're as human beings, we're always learning in whatever job, career, capacity, entrepreneur, in any industry, we're always learning. We always want to get to the next level. We want to take you to the next level. It's like, hey, come with me, come to the next level. And then we're looking, going, take me to the next level. Right?
Exactly. I think that's
right?
what coaching is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's what coaching is for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So so you went on a journey. You also had somebody, your partner at the, your boyfriend who that must have been, it was a big leap of faith, right? It was a big leap of faith for him. And it must have been a big leap of faith for you as well. So what was it? What was that, the biggest leap of faith that you took to pursue your dreams?
I think going out full time is the biggest leap, of saying no to that paycheck
Right.
that you get secured come into your bank account. You still remember.
Yeah.
And just going out on your own and being like, I'm going to do this because I feel called to do it. And there is something more for me in life than working a 9-to-5 job. I think that was the biggest thing to me. It's like, I'll never find a job that will fulfill me the way I want to be. I believe that we're put on this earth for a reason.
Right.
And that we are, everyone is on a different mission to do different things. And so for me, the biggest leap was to do that. But then I think just to continue doing it, to continue to not give up when it gets hard, to not give up when, I mean, I did not get a client in the first 8 months of what I was doing. Like it was terrible. It was hard. It was rough. It was a roller coaster ride. It was, I mean, it was not easy and it was not enjoyable. So like jumping in and just doing it and then trying to find the right coach, that was very difficult, which is why, you know, it's so important to me that we really take care of our clients. But to me, that was the biggest thing, is like to not give up, because there's always a reason as to why you could give up or things isn't not working, and just to keep pushing. So I think every business owner goes through that journey, and starting out is the biggest leap, but then continuing on when it gets hard.
Yeah, absolutely. The first push, takes a lot of courage, doesn't it? A lot of bravery, and maybe an amount of a dash of stupidity as well. I don't know. I'm just joking, but it's just, you know, it is that total leap of faith, isn't it? Just to go, you know, sod the 9-to-5, sod the salary coming in every month. I'm going to take a big leap of faith in my life and find out, you know, what is my bigger purpose, what is my higher calling, right? And I think that takes a lot of courage. But then, as you said, then you have to continue. Right? It's like, okay, I've done it. Now what? And then there's 8 months of, oh my God, I've got no clients coming in. I can't find my niche. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got all these marketing and different things happening. You know, you can't just call the tech department and the marketing department and the, you know, and your training and your learning. It's time, energy, and money that you've invested, right? When you talk about investments, it's not just money. You know, it's the time and energy as well that, you know, to get the knowledge. And I think once you decide to do that and go all in, you know, it becomes very real. And then it's okay, I have to continue this, and the mindset and the energetics come in.
It sounds so terrible. It's very rewarding. You know what I mean?
It's reward. I know it's.
I mean, when I had left corporate, they were not they wanted me to move again, and I had moved from Germany, and so like I didn't want to move within the country, because I moved over the big pond and, you know, arrived and had finally, you know, my new community, and they were not willing to do the job remote. They called me a year later. I still hadn't signed up clients, and they called me a year later. This was like at the beginning of, you know, I was five months in, and offered me a remote job, and I could have taken it then and there, like 9-to-5, get a paycheck again, stop this crazy emotional roller coaster ride, and I didn't. I didn't, because I'm like, oh, like,
well done
doing this. And so I think, like Tony always says, if you want to get to the island, burn the boats. Like, there shouldn't be another route or a plan B, C, D.
Absolutely.
You know, if this is where you want to go, then figure it out and go that way, and don't give yourself other options. And so that's what I did, and it worked out.
yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm from the generation that, you know, we always had always a plan B. There was always a plan B, Beth. If it doesn't work out, there's always plan B. But you can't, can you? If you've got to have the plan A, and you just make it work, and you keep going, and you make it work. Because if you
Well,
have
and I
plan
think,
B, you plan to fail then for plan A, don't you?
right, and I think we should use it as approach A, approach B, but the goal stays the same. If approach A doesn't work, change it, but don't change the goal.
Yeah, well, that's where adaptability and flexibility comes in, which is more tools that you need as an entrepreneur.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about those doubts and the fears. So obviously, we all face those doubts and fears when we're starting our journey. And how did you overcome them? So, you had your job that said, yes, we'd like you to, we've created a remote job. We'd like you to take it. And you said no. And, so you've got all of these outside influences that can easily distract you and easily pull you off that path. So, how did you overcome those doubts and fears and obstacles?
Mindset work. I had finally found the right coaches to walk me through it. At first it was like, you need to do affirmations and all this. And so like, I just could not look in the mirror and say, we're going to do this. We're going to be a 6-figure business, or, whatever it was back then. It's like, it just didn't work. I had to work through the actual limiting beliefs that were holding me back. And, Tony was one of the big pillars, or how would I say that in English words? Please come to me. He was just, when he came into my journey and he shared to me, hey, those different things, like life happens for you, not to you. And starting to change your belief system is really what helped me overcome fear.
Right.
And fear necessarily to me doesn't go away. I mean, I think I still, I'm like, hey, we're scared, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Right.
And really to train your brain too, that like, hey, yeah, this is uncomfortable and this is going to be uncomfortable for a little while, but we're going to do it anyway. So I think rewiring my brain, busting through limiting beliefs, and then also loving myself and starting to believe in myself that I can do this. Because as even as a coach, you don't sign on clients if you don't truly believe that you could do it, because your confidence is lacking. And so there was so many different things that I was struggling at the time that I had to overcome. And now I've put things in place to, I do daily so that I stay in a beautiful state and I don't fall into the negative state of I don't have this and I'm not good enough, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's something that we continuously do. I don't think there'll ever be a point where I'll just wake up and I'm like, I'm on top of the world.
Right.
You have those moments when
Yeah.
you feel like that, but we overthink too much. We think, our mind goes spiraling. And so to be able to have tools to pull yourself out of that.
Yeah.
And then understand it, reflect on it, realize it, and then move forward, I think is very important. And so Tony was a big one on that. My current coach that I still work with, she's absolutely incredible. So she helped me a lot with that too. And that was a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my first coaches, and still is in my life on and off as a coach. I mean, just an amazing mindset coach, and taught me so much, because you really do have to have that daily, your daily routine that really helps you to put your mind in the right place, and people like Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins, they help you to become self-aware. I think that's the important thing, because everybody goes down, when you're self-aware, you can pull yourself out of a rabbit hole. When you're going down a negative rabbit hole, you suddenly snap and you go, what are you talking about? Snap out of it, right? And how can I? And then suddenly and then turn it. Now, too much positivity. I mean, they talk toxic positivity, because life's not a bloody bed of roses all the time. You can't have that. And we do have bad times. But the point is to be self-aware and to try and turn that, turn the frown upside down, really. you know, and try and find some things to be thankful about and grateful about and positive about. And it really is, it's a change of life. You know, they talk about fasting, you can't just do it once, it's a change of life. You talk about dieting, you can't just diet, you've got to have, you know, a change of a healthy lifestyle and what you eat.
Yes,
It's the same with
changing
your mindset.
patterns and changing your
Right.
habits. And I think once I got introduced to the Mel Robbins and the Tony Robbins world of just a totally different belief system, I'm like, we can be out there and work hard and enjoy it and also work smarter than harder. You know, like it just opened up another realm of understanding to me. And so I think gratitude is a big thing that works really well for me. But then I always love going back to something Mel Robbins said that I heard, you know, 2, 3 years ago. And she said, you know, while you're laying in bed thinking about everything that you said that day and embarrass yourself in front of other people, those people are laying in bed thinking the same thing about themselves. So stop worrying so much about you. And I like to be reminded of that, of just, hey, like everyone out there is just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't take ourselves, I take myself too seriously
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm like, hey, Sarah, you know, just take it a step back. It's okay.
Yeah. Sarah, you're
So
not alone. We all do it. So you know, I like to have as much fun as I can, but a lot of times I take myself too seriously. But then you know, but then I'll say that to somebody else, you know, and they'll say, "Are you being too serious?" And I'm like, "Really? Am I? I thought I was. I thought I'm quite a jovial person, but I'm being really serious, right?"
yeah,
Uh, so, what would you say you are most proud of accomplishing on your journey so far?
I'd probably say the transformations that my clients have gone through. To me, that's the most fulfilling one. And it might be such a basic standard. Of course, she's going to pick her clients. But to me, that really is the biggest achievement to, like, when we're in a coaching call, and I love like the first two because I can, you know, immediately get them to click somewhere or change something or have some kind of like boom realization. And so like really love those first, and then, you know, throughout the coaching, they happen, you know, more so often in different areas. But I really like when their light bulb goes up and
Yeah,
they're like, oh my gosh, or when they stop beating themselves up so much and they start showing up confidently. Or especially at the beginning when you start with a client, they're like, okay, so what are we going to do? So you have to guide them more. And then there comes this one point in our journey where they show up to the call and I'm like, okay, so today I have this, and this, and we need to discuss this. And I'm like, yes, you
right,
got business ownership now. And so like, I really
right.
truly love the journey that my clients are on, the transformations that they're having, not just in business, but also in their personal life and their mindset in all these different areas. And our communities is a lot of fun. Like our group coaching calls are a lot of fun. These ladies become very close knit. It's kind of like a mastermind because they see each other so often. And then in our one-on-ones, when it's really just us and we can, you know, dive deeper, that's my favorite thing. And I'm really proud of being able to have established that and continuously growing that.
Yeah, I was just say, I know that it's your clients, but you know, you've managed to create that so the clients can find you. You've managed to create that space so the clients can actually find you. And I think that's, you know, that's amazing, because I think that, you know, as we start, I remember when I started, you know, who do I talk to? Who are my clients? You know, first of all, how old are they? What do they do? Are they male? Are they female? Are they families? Do they have, you know, you have to really, you know, zoom in on who they are. And it takes time, right? It takes time.
It
And
does.
once then you have that space, like you said, Sarah, once you have that space and you feel confident, then they'll find you.
Yes, and they
Right.
and then you take on the, like the star clients, the most ideal clients, because demographics, yes, that's, you know, you have to niche down, and you know, this is something we teach too, but I always like to do it the other way around, where you look at, you know, what clients did you really enjoy and what are their common characteristics, and take it from there. You know, if you're more established in business, just because there are other characteristics that when we look at just demographics, we don't even, think about. And so we have really, really awesome ShEOs within our academy now, and they feel very aligned, and I'm always excited to see them. And so,
yeah, that's great.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely personality and fitness comes into it as well. It's just that journey, isn't it? It's all part of the journey of discovery of being an entrepreneur.
pretty much.
who,
Yeah.
who are my clients? But that's well done. Yeah, that's for accomplishing that. I'm sure you're very proud, as most of us are when we finally clicks and we start getting clients, because that's what we started for, right? We started so that we can support people, and if you can't
Right.
support, it's like, where are the people I can support? Where are they? Right?
No, because when you're starting out, like, I mean, I started my business out thinking, oh my gosh, I get to talk to people about their business and help them and strategize. Like, I love doing that. And then you start your business and you're like, no, you got to figure out how you're going to get clients first. And I'm like, oh gosh, can't they just come in? And can I just start? And so going through that journey was, I guess, the toughest one, because like once I have them, it's amazing. But the lead generation and the sales funnels and all the great stuff that comes with it was definitely a learning experience. So
Yeah, me too. For me too. Yeah, Canva's my best friend now. Do you have any practical tips or techniques that you use to stay motivated and inspired? And something that you would share with your clients as well, I guess, right?
yeah, I've been doing priming every morning. So I have practical tip to stay motivated is get an accountability person that checks up on you, first of all. So I have a friend of mine, and we're both doing certain things that we're holding each other accountable on currently for this quarter. And so I've been doing priming ever since the last UPW, because every time I go, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do gratitude work, and I never did it. And I was like, because as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, just go straight to work. And so now I'm like, I have to do it before I start the day. And so I've been doing priming for the past, I think, 3 weeks. And the time of frustration, the time of like this like negative feeling has gone down so much. And me staying in a beautiful state and being energetic and being motivated is gone up so much that I feel really good, even though, we had the solar eclipse and, energetic wise, we were totally crazy this past couple weeks, and I still, felt that, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore type of thing. And so that really helped me. And it doesn't have to be priming. I always say, choose something that does motivate you. Some people like to use affirmations. Affirmations don't work for me because I'm not I need to move my body. I need to feel it. If I just say the same thing over and over, I'll be like, okay, Sarah, we're done now. But I've done I am statements before. I've done different things that keep me motivated. But I think it doesn't matter if you have a corporate career or you're a business owner or whatever you are doing on a daily basis, taking that time, and if it's just 15 minutes on a daily basis just for you and your mindset work, is so important. It's so important. And I say 15 minutes because I'll be the first one that's like, I don't have an hour in the morning. So like, this is what I commit to me and my well-being and my mindset. And then read books. I don't know how many times I listen to an audiobook and all of a sudden I have so much inspiration and creativity and I feel flow with everything. So there are different things that we can do that we don't necessarily do too often because we feel like we don't have time, that actually give us a lot of time back. And so we just did a priming session last week. We go through different things on, really creating habits within daily habits.
Yeah, it is habits. It takes about 21 days to form a habit, right? And
No, I'm like, I'm still doing
really,
this priming. I'm like,
and I
yeah.
tell you, if you don't do it first thing in the morning, you really, I mean, if you can, you could do it again in the afternoon, and again before you go to sleep, you do some kind of gratitude, thank you, affirmations, whatever works for you. But I was thinking, you know, I know you said audio books, which is great because you can also, if you're not good at saying affirmations, you can also listen to them, and, you know, you can take a walk.
Yes.
You know, take a walk around the house, take a walk around the neighborhood, walk the dog. I mean, you know, whatever you need to do, right? And just get
Right.
that little time, whatever it is for you in the morning.
Yeah. But realizing through that, I mean, it's the same with, you know, working out physically. I've been doing that consistently, and it's been your state just changes, and I think standing guard of what goes on in my head has helped me a lot of realizing, oh, I'm getting upset. Well, why am I getting upset? And understanding that, and then taking it out and just being like, hey, there's no reason to be upset now. Like, this is okay. But understanding, hey, this is the emotion that came up, and it's okay to feel like this, and let's change it.
Yeah, very good. I'm just checking Facebook to see if we've got any comments. If you want to ask us any questions, if you're watching this, or you're watching on replay, please just reach out to one of us on Messenger right here. It'll also be uploaded to Spotify, and you can listen on there if you don't want to watch the video. So what are some things, Sarah, that you're still learning about yourself and your goals?
You know, I think mindset work is, like I already said, I think I'm learning some things there right now of like, oh, wow, why did I get upset about that? Oh, wow, why do I feel uncomfortable? Why is the I'm not good enough coming up right now? I think I'm learning a lot about that. I think interpersonal relationships too, as to, you know, how do I perceive other people, versus how do they perceive me, and how do I communicate better or show love better. Those are some things that I'm personally working on right now, just to be more, just to be better on a communication level. But other than that, it really just is, hey, let's take ourselves not so serious anymore. Let's have fun. Let's go with the flow. Let's create and be creative, and figuring out a way through that. Because before I started, I was very structured, very masculine energy, very push, 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 and go. If I, you know, said I was going to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I got up at 6:15, my day was ruined. Like, I was done. And so I'm getting to know myself better as I change my beliefs of when do I still fall back to the old habits, the old thought process, the old emotional home that comes up, and learning through that. I think that's my biggest focus and goal right now,
Right.
within me and with other people.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're always learning new things about ourselves. It is an ever evolving process. And you know, and it is difficult. You know, we talked about the you know, being in gratitude, and you talked about, you know, the priming that you're doing, and have to find time for yourself every morning. And you know, we're not robots.
No.
You know, we you know, sometimes we mess up, and you know, like I said, I go down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, hold on a minute, Beth, what's going on here? Why are you talking to yourself so badly? You wouldn't say that to somebody else. Why are you talking badly to yourself? You know, things, and it is just becoming more self-aware, and being kinder. And the world, listen, the world needs more kindness, right? I mean, if you're kinder to yourself, you get into the habit of being kinder to other people, and supporting them on their journey, and understanding that everybody has their own journey. And I think that's one of the big things for me, is I love to see, and that's why I love this podcast, and finding out other people's journeys and stories, is because everybody has different goals, and I'm interested, you know, what's your goal? Oh, what are you learning? What's going on with it? What's going on here? What's happening with this? Right?
Right. Yes. I think intentionality and kindness are two things. Just to be present more. And
Yeah,
when do I lose focus? So there's a lot of learning there. I love all of what you just said. Yes. The world needs more kindness.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right,
And I need
right.
to be more present too. Because I'm a kind person when I'm present. But you wander off in your head and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're not in the conversation anymore. You're not present at dinner anymore. Or, and so I'm learning that that's a big thing that I feel like I constantly learn and never perfect
Yeah,
because
and just to go there, with the you're not present anymore, and I think the social media thing, and I know we're on Facebook now, right, guys? So it's like, but the social media thing, it really can be, an antisocial thing. It really can take us down especially as entrepreneurs. And just in general, I just think that we have this not good enough feeling when we're looking at social media. I'm scrolling, I look at other entrepreneurs, I look at other podcasts, and I'm like, oh God, they're doing this, I should be doing what am I doing? What? And I suddenly start, my life starts unraveling. My mind
very
starts
unlike
unraveling. And I'm
yes.
like, stop, I can't look anymore. Beth, and I have to have a good talk to myself and just say, Beth, stop. Everything is right in my world. Everything is good. You're having a good day.
I like that.
Everything is okay. It's all good. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
I like that.
Right? Well, do you agree with the social media? Do you find yourself sometimes going down that?
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I had taken my social media back because I wanted it to be more authentic. And now that I have it, I'm like, "Ew, I hate this. I don't like this at all." So and so that's exactly what you just said is going on and scrolling and being like, oh, I'm not being social, I'm being antisocial. You see something and you're like, oh, I should be doing this instead of this. And there's so much information on it that it is so easy to spiral and then to go back to, okay, I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be sharing this. And, I'm good enough. I have worth to share and people will listen. I think social media, I mean, if I could do it without, I would,
Yeah.
because it's probably, yeah. But that's a big belief there that needs to change because when it's fun, it's fun. And
Yeah.
so social media, it can go different ways. Right now, not the biggest fan, but that's okay. I'll change that again.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. And mine is just for, mine is really for business. I kind of do a little scrolling, and but like you, I've scaled it right back, and
Yeah.
I try not to watch things, because it's so overwhelming and distracting. A bit like the news. I don't watch the news on television because it's overwhelming. It's distracting. It's bad news. It's too much news. You don't know
Yeah.
you don't know
Feel
who to
good.
believe these days, and so I just basically I try and stay in my lane, and I stay in my, in my world, and I that's exactly what I do with my coaching as well. Bring it into, just stay in your lane.
Right. Well, and I think as a business, you're supposed to be producing on social media, not consuming, but then you also need to engage. There's different facets to
It's a
it. So
balance. It's a
yeah,
balance,
we could
isn't it?
probably
It's a
talk about this
balance.
forever.
Yeah. So
I like it.
what's the most unexpected benefit you've gained from pursuing your dreams?
Oh, that's a good question. I know.
Okay.
When I started out, I was telling you it was more, very masculine energy, push, push, push. I mean, definitely high achiever syndrome, perfectionism, all of that. And the benefit that I have gotten through this journey was this whole nother place of living of, hey, you can have balance. You can be in your feminine. You actually are a creative person because I never thought I was creative. It's just structure and this and that. And I think the unexpected benefit was the way I get to approach life now, having more fun. I have more time and I have more fun. And I love it. Never thought this was going to happen because it was so business focused, right? You're going to start your business, you're going to be on a mission, you're going to help women entrepreneurs. That eventually came once I niched down, and then you're going to make money. And then that money is going to support your lifestyle and all that. And now I'm on a journey. I enjoy the journey and I'm having fun while I also work hard and really am doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. So that changed entirely and it was very unexpected and I enjoyed its big benefit for me.
It takes time, doesn't it? That we will, that's what, that's why we become entrepreneurs, is because we want that time and that freedom and the joy. We don't want to be tied down, but it takes time to create that.
Yeah.
Like everything takes time. Like my mum said, Rome wasn't built in a day, Beth. And I was like, 3 years ago, I was like, ah. And it just takes time and patience, right? I suppose that's another thing, patience. It's another thing we learn as entrepreneurs, right? Patience.
Oh yeah, definitely not my best trait, but I have learned a lot. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So what do you hope your story will inspire in other women who are listening?
The story that I really want to share more of is that you can go after your dreams and be scared, because being brave is doing it while you're scared shitless anyways, and just do it. And I'm sorry for, I hope that's okay.
No, absolutely. Swear away. Go for it.
Thank you. But that's what bravery is, like, do it anyways. But then also I'm hoping to educate more women on, you don't have to be this, like me, this like in their masculine energy of trying to push and push and push yourself. You can learn the balance and really attract things. So I really like saying that work smarter, not harder. Because and I'm bringing Tony up a lot today, but I love it when he says, if you're wanting to go towards the sunset and you keep pushing and taking massive action, but you're walking east,
Right.
never get it. You'll never get there no matter what you're doing. And so that's why I love bringing in the strategy, but to me, balance is more important. And to just share with the world that more women need to know that there is a female approach and you can be in your femininity and you can be successful doing it.
Very good. Love that, Sarah. Love it. Fantastic.
Very passionate.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So, well, I guess that's the advice that you would give to women. There's another question. What advice would you give to women who are lacking confidence? That's the answer right there. That's
Exactly.
it. You can
Believe a bit more in yourself.
yeah, belief.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice that you wish you'd gotten earlier on your journey?
I think the piece of advice that I wish someone would have told me when I started was that you're going on a journey, not towards an end goal. Because I was so fixed on hitting that 6-figure mark that me and only me was giving me so much anxiety around still not being there and beating myself up. And I think I should have listened more, and I'm sure someone told me, but it's a journey and it takes time. Instant gratification is what we all want, but it doesn't work like that. And so I think patience, which I did get that advice, but the journey part of enjoy the journey of it.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking for that next goal and that next goal and that next goal.
Very good. I couldn't agree more. I think that's very good. That's very good advice. Excellent. Okay. I think we finished. A million thanks to Sarah for joining me today. And thanks to our audience for hanging out with us. We hope you found it inspiring and empowering. And for more information on how to join my ever-growing Passionista Society membership, or to be a guest speaker on this podcast, or maybe you've got a question, for Sarah about her coaching or a question for me about my coaching, please message us directly. And until next time, this is Beth signing off.
Thank you so much for having me, Beth. Thank you for everyone who's listening.